Imagine waking up tomorrow and suddenly TV broadcasts starts glitching, internet connections slow down, and key government communication systems begin acting strange, all because of one satellite problem. That's the situation currently worrying officials in Nigeria. A dispute involving $11.44 million could potentially disrupt operations of the country's main communications satellite. But the story isn't about Nigeria. It's about Africa's future in space technology. What's happening? Here's the situation. Nigeria's satellite helps power important services like television broadcasting, internet connectivity, government communication, security systems. The satellite itself is operated by Nigeria Communication Satellite Limited, but a major part of the satellite's operational control has been supported by a Chinese contractor called China Great Wall Industry Corporation. Now, that company says Nigeria owes about $11.44 million in unpaid operational fees, and it has reportedly issued a 30-day ultimatum. If the issue isn't resolved, the satellite's support services could face disruption. That would be a serious challenge for a country of over 200 million people. Why this matters for Africa? This situation highlights something bigger. Africa is becoming increasingly digital. We rely on satellites for internet connectivity, broadcasting, navigation, security monitoring, disaster response. But many of these systems still depend heavily on foreign technology and contractors, which means when financial or political disputes happen, critical infrastructure can become vulnerable. This is why experts say Africa must start thinking long-term about technological independence, not isolation, but stronger ownership of key systems. Africa's space potential. Here's the exciting part. Africa actually has huge potential in space technology. Countries like South Africa, Egypt, Nigeria, and Kenya have already launched satellites or built space programs. Organizations like the African Space Agency are also working towards stronger continental cooperation. Imagine if Africa countries worked together to build shared satellite infrastructure, African-owned control systems, regional space technology centers. That would create jobs for engineers, scientists, and innovators across the continent. And it would make Africa less vulnerable to external disruptions. So, while Nigeria works to resolve its satellite dispute, the bigger conversation is happening around Africa. How do we build the next generation of African space technology? Because the future of communication, security, and economic growth will increasingly depend on what happens in space. And Africa has every reason to be part of the future. So what do you think? Should Africa invest more in its own satellites and space technology? Let me know in the comments.